What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today I'll be telling you about the stock tanks, and I'm just going to be talking about filtration, what type of plants you can use, the cons about having them. That way, if you're planning to have a stock tank or patio pond, whatever you want to call it, you're aware of all of this stuff. And one of my videos, I've been getting a lot of questions like what type of plants I have, or what type of fish, what do I use to filter. So I'm just going to go over all of this. So first thing I want to talk about, it's filtration. What I usually like to do is I like to use air pump with sponge filter. That has worked for me ever since I've used them, and that helps if you have trying to breed fish or whatever. The fry don't get stuck in the filter, so sponge filters is a great thing to use. But you can also go with a water pump, do it yourself filter. So countless things you can do, bog filters. The more plants you have, the better it is, because it helps you break down all the nitrates, so take that into consideration. I'm sorry, it's too windy outside. I don't know how good y'all can hear me, but I just want to apologize about that. In this video, I'm about to show y'all. Okay, so in this video right here, I'll make it bigger on the screen, make it pop out. What I have around, it's a frog bit. That's the floating plants around it. And underwater, I have some anacris. I don't know how to say it, but I'll link it down below. I'm just gonna make it pop out around here. What I used for substrate was a mixture of sand and river rocks or pebbles. I just used a mixture of that, and it was working pretty good for me. As you can see, the water was crystal clear, and I had nothing covered on top, no shade, no nothing. It was always on the sun. The fishes that I had in there were koi fish and some goldfish, but I mean, since it's a small stock tank, I obviously rehome them because it's not appropriate to have them there. But you can also use plants like creeping jenny, hornwort, frogbit as floating plants. You can use lilies. You can also use like a bog filter, which is basically like a pod, and you just put plants in there, and that'll help you filter the water. What I like to use, and one of my videos that I'm gonna make it pop out, it was a do-it-yourself waterfall, and it was this right here. And all I had to do, it's just it doesn't have no holes in the bottom, but all I did was cut this hole right here, and then cut this small hole right here. That way, I don't know. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I cut this hole, and what I would do is I had a water pump, and then I'll connect it right here through this hole right here, so the water will come inside of here. It will fill out up to here, and once it will fill out of here, it will start pouring out. So that was my do-it-yourself waterfall. You can also use baskets like this that you can buy at Home Depot for like $2. Put your plants in here and just drill some holes on the side of your stock tank, or if you have space, you can drill some holes on the side of it and just hang them with some zip ties. Or you can also put a cylinder block and just make sure that they're not fully submerged, just at the base. The water's at the base, and you can use marginal plants for that. So for filtration, that's what I would recommend. Okay. So moving on to the cons of having it, or what you have to really look out for. So like predators. What I what I mean by that is you'll have like wildlife like raccoons, I don't know, about possums, cats from your neighbors. They get curious, they'll start messing with your tank. So if you don't have like a net on top of it or enough protection for them, it will get to your fish. You also have to be careful with the dragonfly larvae or just dragonfly, because if they I don't know if they lay eggs or whatever, but if they do that in your tank, it's a good thing and a bad thing, because they will only reproduce in clean water, so that means your water is pretty good. But it's bad because if you have small fish, they'll start like eating all your small fish. I had when I first started, I had like about more than $100 worth of guppies, but some dragonflies laid their eggs. They had their babies, and they started eating my guppies, so they ended up wiping out my whole guppy collection. So that's one of those things. Also, if you have it on direct sunlight, you'll have a lot of algae, and I'm about to show you the way mine looks right now. So let me take it real quick. Alright, so right here, I have been neglecting it for a while. I haven't been cleaning it, so as you can see, like all of this all algae. It looks nasty, but it's really helpful because it also helps you clean out your water. So it's bad to your eyes, but fishes don't really mind it. And right now I have the air pump and water pump turned off just because it's a little too noisy for the video. But other than that, like I would suggest, if you're trying to like keep predators away, put like a fencing around, like what I did. I'll put a link in the description below on the way I did it. And then I used to have a little shading spot on top, but what I noticed was that cats would jump from the roof. They would jump down on top, and then they would like mess all of this up. So what I did was just decided to take it off and not to hassle with that. I think they still managed to get through it, but it stops them for a little while. Alright, so I also want to talk to you about like equipment. Air pumps I've been using are the Tetra Whispers, I believe that's the name. You can get them on Amazon from anywhere from, I think, like $8 to like $22, around there for one of the decent size. The one I used to use was the 60 to 100, I believe, and it had a dual outlet, so that meant I connected 2 sponge filters, and then I just used the water pump that I bought from Harbor Fry. It was the 264 gallons, and it's $21, so that's a pretty good deal. And then, but if you have a smaller stock tank than I do, you try and do the same thing, you can check Harbor Fry. They have a smaller water pump for $10, and it's 158, and it's right here. I'll try and put the links in the description. Just those are little things you can do to try and save money. Also, what I did, it's since I have wild caught fish, sometimes I just when I'm working around ponds and stuff, I just grab some plants from there and bring them over here. A lot of people say like you have to be careful because you might bring parasites and stuff like that, and you do, but since I have wild caught fish, I don't think it makes a really big difference, since they might have parasites already or whatever the case is. But just keep that in mind. Just little things I do to like save a little bit of money on it and not go too crazy. But you spend anywhere from depending on the size of the stock tank, probably, let's say 15 gallon, you can probably spend like $40, and and you can go crazy like up to $400 or more. So it's just little things like that you gotta keep into consideration. But if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll try and answer all of them the best I can. So that'll be it for today, guys. So if y'all have any suggestions, anything y'all want to see, just let me know and I'll try and make a video on it. So thank you everybody for watching. Have a nice day. Stay safe. So peace out.